Hey, happy Thursday. Thriving Thursday. What's going on? Come on in, come on in. We're going to have these conversations. We're going to get to talking. This is for my beginners. Crypto 101 is for my beginners, people who are curious about crypto, people who are just starting out. You put some money into the market, but you don't really know what you're doing, right? This is for people. Welcome, Ronald. I see you, the assistant. Welcome, Lifestyle Safety with Tag. I see you. This live is for my people who are new to the crypto space. Hey, you've been in here for less than a year, probably. Of course, Mr. Howard, what's going on? Thank you so very much for grabbing that heart, me, the assistant. I see you. I'm about to start sharing. Yes, what's going on? What's going on? I'm about to start sharing, y'all. I ask that you do it too on YouTube. Okay, I see y'all. Go ahead, give the thumbs up. I see you. Come on in, give the thumbs up on YouTube, and then also hit that notification bell because some of y'all have not done that. I'm pretty sure. And hit that subscribe button too because I'm pretty sure you haven't done that either. All right. Some of y'all have been doing it. I appreciate y'all. Everybody that has subscribed, I appreciate y'all. Okay. But for those of you that haven't, go ahead and subscribe and then hit that notification bell too so that you know when I am live. Okay. And if you are, when you come on here, you like what you're hearing and everything, this will be a perfect time to go and share. Said, she said, I might not chat too much making dinner, but I'm listening. Okay, I'm with it. Long as you're here. Okay. For my people that's coming in on TikTok, I appreciate y'all. Thank you so very much for jumping on. Listen, I'm recording this on YouTube. I'm actually live right now on YouTube. Hey, y'all. So you can go to Prosperity Calls on YouTube if you cannot watch the entire thing. Okay. And in that way, you can still be part of the conversation, okay? Because I'm going to show y'all a bunch of stuff. Y'all know I'm a sharer, all right? I share websites and stuff, so it's not just me saying something and you don't know where to go. Welcome, Pierre. You don't know where to go. So I want to make sure y'all on YouTube and TikTok. Ricardo, welcome. Happy Thursday. This way you know where to go to get the information. So I'm going to share some stuff with you, but it's not going to be just because Leona said so. It's going to be because this is what Leona sees, okay, to tell her this is the information that I got. This is where I got it from. Cool? All right. TikTok, I appreciate y'all. Keep tapping the screen. Tap, tap, tap. Share it out. If you are new here and you're like, Leona, I don't know you like that, girl. Okay? You can always repost on TikTok. I appreciate y'all for liking the live right now. I see you, the assistant. Y'all give her some help. Okay? Give the assistant a little bit of help by tapping the screen. That's liking the live and it's sending it out to the algorithm or telling the algorithm on TikTok that people want to be a part of this conversation. And so it's going to send it to the FYP. Sharing does that as well. And also reposting, as well as you typing in the chat. Thank y'all so very much for the 1K. All right, let's run it up to 5K. Okay, so look, we did the formalities and stuff already. I do want to say this before I start talking about anything related to investing in this market, specifically crypto. Welcome, Repo. I see you. Happy Thursday. Okay. Before I start talking about this, y'all, I got to make sure I put it out here. Right now, at this present day, March 5th, 2026, because I'm recording this on YouTube, March 5th, 2026, I am not at this time a licensed financial advisor. So if someone asks me, what cryptocurrency should I buy? I cannot legally tell you what cryptocurrency to buy because I am not a licensed financial advisor. I do not have a securities license yet. Okay. Notice I said yet. If you ask me, should I buy Bitcoin right now? I cannot tell you that legally because I am not a licensed financial advisor yet. Repo, thank you so very much for the follow. Okay. So I'm putting this out there now. Please, y'all, do not ask me what to buy and should I buy right now because I legally cannot do that. So don't get mad at me when I say I can't tell you that. But there you go. The assistant said it. Do your own research. Okay. That's the reason why I am going to show y'all where I get information. So that way that helps you with doing the research. Okay. I am not the end all be all when it comes to cryptocurrency. I am a student just like everybody else, okay? The only difference between me and some of you is I may have been studying this market a bit longer. Okay, that may be the biggest difference. Is I've been studying a bit longer than you, but I'm a student just like everybody else. Okay, so that's why I'm going to be sharing my screen. Said life advice. Yes, absolutely. Okay, so let's get into it. Okay, if y'all are here on YouTube, can y'all do me a favor and just type in the chat where you're tuning in from, so that way I at least know, who you are. So that way when I'm communicating, because I'm working on making sure that I'm looking at y'all more than I'm looking at TikTok when I'm live. Okay, because that was something that I was told. That when I go live on TikTok and IG, I give TikTok more, love. Shy, welcome. Hey, what's going on, Wade? I see you, my brother. But see, this is the reason why I end up showing TikTok more love, because the people on TikTok engage with me. So I'm asking y'all, those of you that are tuning in live on YouTube, at least type where you're tuning in from, okay? And y'all can do that too. Type where y'all tuning in from. Okay, what city, what state, what country, if you're in a different country, type it in the chat real quick so that way I know where y'all are tuning in from, okay? That's what I'm talking about. So y'all can't get mad at me on YouTube when I'm giving more attention to TikTok, because y'all are not communicating with me. I'm doing my best now. You can't get mad at me. Okay, Connecticut, Fayetteville, I see you. North Carolina. Bet you wasn't expecting that. All right, y'all coming in on YouTube. Again, I'm going to ask you one more time. Okay, because I see y'all. Go ahead and type where you're tuning in from, so that way I can continue to engage with you. All right. If I don't see any comments coming through the chat, don't get mad at me, because I'm showing more love to TikTok. Okay. So Illinois, I see you. Georgia. Okay, come on. Georgia on my Georgia. I'm gonna do the remix, not Ray Charles. We on the grinding, on the timing, money on my mind. Okay, I'm done. Said, tell them TikTok says don't be shy. You hear that? YouTube, TikTok says don't be shy. Okay, that's it. I don't. Y'all heard me. TikTok, I've been sitting. I'm pushing them. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna keep it rolling. All right, so let's go. So y'all don't get mad at me over here on YouTube if I'm not showing you love. Y'all ain't engaging with me like that. I see you. So hey. Anyway, so let's run it. So let's talk about it. Okay. Today, like I said, tonight, we're talking about how you as a beginner can learn when to buy, sell, and hold. And I'm going to talk about Bitcoin specifically, because I'm going to show you some things that talk about Bitcoin specifically. Okay. So good evening, y'all. My name is Leona Clark. If you don't know, if this is your first time tuning into one of my live streams, I am a Army veteran. I got some of my people, you know what I'm saying, from the Army in here. Shout out to y'all. Whoop, whoop. Let's go. Okay. Army veteran of 20 years. So when I teach, I ain't gonna lie, y'all, I bring the military to my teaching. I do. That's how I learned how to teach. That was the first audience I had of teaching was soldiers. Okay. So I just carry it over into civilian life now, right? I've been retired now for like the past 4 years. No, my bad. It's about to be 5 years. Next month, it'll be 5 years. So yeah, married, kids, living in Louisiana, have my own business. I'm an entrepreneur, so I'm a veteran turned entrepreneur, right? I trade full time, invest full time. That is my job. So I do not work a job. No disrespect to anyone that works a job. You do what you got to do. I did it since the age of 16 until 38 is when I retired, right? Look, I'm thinking, was it 37 to 38? Whichever one, okay? Y'all, the time is flying by. So yeah. So I did that. Thank you. Yes. Thank you, the assistant. So yeah, so I'm going to be sharing information based on my personal experience, okay? Because I've been in the crypto space seriously as an investor since 2020, okay? I originally was introduced to the crypto market back in 2017, child. But I was told I'm supposed to be trading crypto, and I didn't get any real deal guidance. So needless to say, because I was too busy, you know what I'm saying? I had stuff going on because I was in the army, you know, active duty. So I ain't had the time to be trying to figure it out. Either you gonna give me what I need to help me to get started, and then I can go take it and run with it, or I'm just gonna sit it down. And that's what I did. I sat it down until 2020. I picked it back up, but this time I ran with it because I got the foundation. Okay. Now I said time flies in that uniform. I forget how long I've been out all the time. I'm telling you, bro. Like I'll be trying to remember, but then I have to be like, oh no, wait, this is a new year. Charity. What's going on? Welcome in. Welcome in. So yeah. So that's just a little bit of background on me for my people who are like, what qualifies you to talk about investing in cryptocurrency? I told y'all I'm a student just like everybody else. I'm not the end all be all when it comes to crypto. I'm going to tell you what I have learned, what I'm doing, what I like, what I don't like, all that good stuff. Okay. So tonight is not about us predicting anything. It's definitely not about me telling anybody what to buy because I don't gave y'all that whole spiel. Thank you so very much, Charity, for sharing the live. See what Charity doing, y'all? She's holding down the screen, and then the names are popping up on TikTok, right? And then she's just pressing it, pressing the names, y'all. Whether they have a green bubble or not, don't matter. Just press like 10 people, send it out. If you've been here before. If you haven't, you can always hit the share button, but hit repost. And then that is what's going to trigger the algorithm to send this live out to the FYP. Okay, so let's go. So like I said, I'm not going to be telling you guys what to invest in, when to invest, when to buy, when to sell. I want tonight to be about learning, as always, when we get on these lives, so that way you can learn how the markets work. So you on YouTube and TikTok, so you can start recognizing patterns for yourself. Okay? What they say, teach a man to fish, right? Teach a woman to fish. That is the goal here, y'all. I want to teach you how to fish. Okay? So if you down to learn how to fish in this market for yourself, I need you to give me the thumbs up emoji in the chat real quick. Thumbs up emoji in the chat. That's for y'all too, YouTube. I see y'all here. I had to cut this down some. Renda is okay. Cousin Skeeter say he like Renda. Welcome, Cousin Skeeter. Gotcha. All right. That made me think of the TV show. I see you. The assistant. Charity ready. Okay, cool. So let's run it. YouTube. All right, y'all. Don't get mad at me. I'm saying it again. Don't get mad at me when I'm not locking in with y'all, because TikTok is engaging with me. Y'all here, but y'all ain't telling me where you're from, where you're tuning in from. You didn't give me the thumbs up emoji in the chat. You didn't say, hey, Leona, I'm here. You ain't said nothing. So guess what? The assistant said, listen, y'all, the assistant said, do I got to pop over to YT or to YouTube? Because I'm going to say it, y'all. I told you, I'm not censoring myself because I'm not doing anything wrong. So if they, kick me off of this app because I say YouTube, then oh well, Cousin Skeeter say from the Midwest, let's go. Let's go. I love it. All right, so let's run it, y'all, okay? So quick question before we go into what you're going to be looking for, right? Thank you so very much, Cousin Skeeter. I appreciate it. I got a question for y'all, okay? Because I need y'all to type something in the chat real quick. How many of you consider yourselves beginners in the crypto market, okay? If you are a beginner, meaning you've been in this market for less than 1 year, either you put some money in or you haven't put a dime in, right? Put the number 1 in the chat. Type the number 1 in the chat if that applies to you. You've been in this market for less than a year, or you haven't put any money in yet, but you're curious about it. Welcome, Scott. I see you. Happy Thursday. Okay. Put the number 2 in the chat if you've been in this market for less than 5 years and you're like really like just learning. I am really learning. Okay. Type the number 2 in the chat if that applies to you. All right. I see y'all on here on YouTube. See, y'all still not engaging. Okay. All right, so I see some twos. All right, so type the number 3 in the chat if you consider yourself to be experienced in the cryptocurrency market and you've been in this market for like 5 years, okay, or more. You've been in the market for like 5 years or more. Type the number 3 in the chat. Oh, you can't access the chat. That's weird. Huh. That is weird. I don't get it. I didn't do anything different, but thank you. I appreciate that. The assistant helped me out. So I'm sorry, y'all. I can't see your comments because apparently you can't. The assistant says she can't access the chat on YouTube. So I don't know what's going on because I get on via StreamYard all the time and I'm able to see it. So maybe it's a StreamYard issue right now. Aaron, welcome. Happy Thursday. Said I thought I was a 3 until I listened to you. I'm a 1.5. It's okay. It's okay. This is why we're here, though. This is why we're here. Okay, so let's run it. Let's go. All right, so it's okay. Everybody, at some point, we all started out learning about this market. We didn't have it all figured out. Some of us put money into the market before we really understood what blockchain was. Okay, some of you may not even know. Some of you may not even know what blockchain is, and you're still, you've been here for a minute. Okay, it's all right. We're gonna work through everything. Charity said the chat is accessible. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I guess they just don't want to talk to me on YouTube. It's okay. They don't want to talk to me on YouTube. At least can y'all, give the thumbs up on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? And then tap the screen. You know how you tap it? You press the thing, the emojis or whatever, and you tap it. Give me some hearts, some 100s. If I say something that makes sense to you on YouTube, type a couple 100s. You know what I'm saying? Tap, tap, tap. And that should trigger YouTube to, push this live out to more people. Maybe some people that will be like, yeah, I want to talk back to you, Leona. You know what I'm saying? I don't want you to just talk to. There we go. See, I see you. Charity, thank you. Thank you. So we'll see, what I'm saying, if the other people decide to, follow suit. All right, so look, let's go. All right, Sage, welcome. Happy Tuesday. So something I want to talk about. One of the mistakes as a beginner we have made, okay, possibly. And if you are a beginner, you may make, or you may learn from us. Those of us that are 3s, right, that have been in the crypto space for 5 years or more, or even for my 2s out there. Okay. So most beginners attempt to answer the wrong question first, right? So as a beginner, I know Leona asked this question. Well, what should I buy right now? That was like the first question I asked. All right, what should I buy right now? Now, naturally, the first thing I eventually bought was Bitcoin, right? So, but this shouldn't have been my question. My question should have been, all right, as an experienced investor, my question should have been something like, what is the market doing right now? Before I even talk about buying anything, what is the market doing right now? So that way I know if it is the time to even buy. Welcome, Sean. Happy Thursday, right? That is what an experienced investor is going to ask. What is the market doing right now? Why? Because markets move in cycles. Markets move in cycles. Okay? If you did not know that, well, guess what? Let me be the first one to tell you that is what happens. Okay? And I want you to think about, these market cycles like seasons, okay? Or well, I can still say seasons, but you know how like you shop for according to certain seasons, right? This is what I want you to do. I want you to think of it like that, because when we are shopping according to the seasons, right, we are going to see that there are patterns that we're going to repeat, okay, over time. So, and I'll go into the whole shopping thing here in a second, but we're going to repeat certain patterns. That is human behavior. We repeat. We're humans. We're going to repeat stuff. Welcome, Gene. I see you. Happy Thursday. So most markets, go back to it, because markets move in cycles, right? So most markets are going to go through these 4 phases. Okay. I'm going to break them down. So don't feel like you have to, rush or whatever. All right. Number 1, accumulation. 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 The Sober CEO. Welcome. Happy Thursday. Okay. Accumulation. The second phase, I'm going to break these down, y'all, so don't spaz out, okay? If you cannot watch the entire live on TikTok, y'all, I am recording this. I'm live on YouTube, so the replay will be available. So don't feel like you're going to miss out. Just go to Prosperity Calls on YouTube. You'll be able to watch the replay of this live. So if you have to step away because you got family stuff going on, or you at work, you're driving, whatever, I got you, okay? Don't lose your job. Don't have an accident, okay? Just tune in on YouTube when you have to get off. All right. So accumulation is number 1. All right. Number 2, the market cycle or the phase that we're going to experience. Welcome, Sean. I appreciate you. Happy Thursday. The second phase is expansion. Okay. Third phase is distribution. And then 4th phase is correction. Now, I gave y'all those 4, but I'm about to break each one of them down. Okay. Thank you so very much for the roses, Sean. I appreciate you. Yeah, listen, I've been live on here on a couple of times on TikTok, but for whatever reason, I don't know what was going on with TikTok. And I'm not the only one that's experiencing it, because some other ladies have expressed it to me. They're having the same issue. But like when I went live earlier this week, like it was nothing. Like I couldn't see. The people would come in and go out. Like it was horrible. And even like on YouTube, it was like really bad lagging. So I appreciate y'all for being able to be here. Keep tapping the screen, keep sharing, keep reposting. Mr. Charles, welcome. Happy Thursday. Okay. So accumulation, y'all. This is our quiet buying phase. Okay. Now, some of you have probably heard me say this already, but I said that in December, I believe, is when I was like, yeah, this is going to be our time to start identifying where we want to buy in bulk, okay? But also, if you were not doing something called dollar cost averaging in this market, then this will be the perfect time. Truly welcome. Happy Thursday. If you were not dollar cost averaging before, this is the perfect time to establish a schedule on how you're going to invest in this market. If you say, yes, I'm investing, I know what I'm investing in, I know why I'm investing in whatever cryptocurrencies that you're going to be investing in. Patty, welcome. Happy Thursday. Okay. So this is back, last year is when I said, we're about to get into this accumulation. I'm going to start buying more because there are certain price points that I am anticipating Bitcoin and XRP and things of that nature to get to. Okay. So for my people who are like, okay, I know you said it's the quiet buying phase, but what is accumulation? Okay. So accumulation is pretty much where people like me, Johnson Life, welcome, happy Thursday, and others that are experienced investors, they start buying into the cryptocurrency market slowly, or whatever. Welcome, James. I see you. Happy Thursday. While other people who are less experienced, curious, or hesitant to get into the market, they're still scared or absolutely uninterested. Okay. So accumulation is when we, experienced investors, slowly start buying into a specific cryptocurrency, and other people who are curious or afraid or hesitant to get in this market, they're sitting on the sidelines. Got it? E. Armstrong, welcome. Happy Thursday. Okay. Price in this time during accumulation, price usually moves what we know as sideways, right? But it's something called consolidation. So you're going to hear me say either sideways or consolidation. Okay. I'm going to show y'all on a chart what it looks like, so you can have a visual for yourself. So you can say, oh, this is the time where I can consider buying whichever cryptocurrency after you've done your additional research. Okay. This is not the only thing that you look for to tell you to buy or to sell. Okay. So Excuse me. So I want you to think about, like I said, the whole shopping example, right? I want you to think about like when people are buying winter clothes, okay, at the end of the season. Typically, like this month is March, right? So in March, winter jackets are pretty much like super discounted. Barb, welcome, happy Thursday. They're super discounted, right? People are not thinking about winter anymore, but that's the reason why some people shop and buy winter clothes for the next winter season because they're at a discounted rate. Everybody follow me so far. If you're still following me, give me the thumbs up. Thumbs up emoji. Hannah, welcome. Happy Thursday. Thumbs up emoji. Real quick to make sure y'all are still following me. And I ain't lost you. LaBelle, welcome. Happy Thursday. I see you. Okay. So God said, okay. Okay, thank you. Wade, gotcha. All right. So like I said, we're looking at this like seasons, right? Shopping behavior. This is something that pretty much anybody can relate to. Triple, Black Diamond, welcome. Happy Thursday. Okay. Now, like I said, the smart shoppers, they're going to buy their coats, okay, in March and April, after the season is over, the winter season is over because the prices are lower. All right. Lee Vasquez, welcome. Happy Thursday. I see you. Hey, that's what's up. All right. So they buy it now because guess what? They know they're going to need those winter coats later. Okay. So y'all, the same thing happens in the market. So when you hear, some of us that have been in the space for a long time, all right, when we're saying, man, let that thing drop some more. We're not panicking. We're not saying let it drop more because we're upset. We're excited because we're like, I get to buy it at a much lower price than what it's been, right? So when prices have dropped and everyone is discouraged, we're on the accumulation phase, right? When prices have dropped and people are discouraged, us patient, experienced investors are quietly buying again. Now, some of us are going to share that this is the season that we are buying. We may not tell you specifically what price point that we're buying at, because again, legally, if we want to be legal, we cannot tell you, hey, you should be buying Bitcoin and you should buy it at this price. That's it. If you're not a licensed financial, and I'm talking about securities, licensed financial advisor, you cannot do that. You can't do that. So this is why I'm speaking in general terms, okay, to help you to feed yourself, okay? So let's go. When we look at the market, what are we looking for to help us identify that the market is in a accumulation phase, right? Well, number one, the news is not going to be as excited about cryptocurrency as it is when prices are running up. Decent, welcome. Happy Thursday, right? Have y'all noticed that? Like you'll see some stuff here and there. Oh yeah, Bitcoin dropped, 8%, or Bitcoin rose 8% in the past few days. Yeah, you'll see that, but it's not like when it was running and then it was hitting new high, right? You can tell the difference in how it's being talked about in the news, right? Pip, welcome. Happy Thursday. Integrity, welcome. Happy Thursday. Okay. Then you're going to hear, and I heard it. Oh my gosh, I heard this so much in 2022. If y'all was in a crypto market in 2022, boy, these people who were anti-crypto, or maybe they still are anti-crypto, but these people who were anti-crypto, y'all, they was crypto is dead. See what I'm saying? Bitcoin done dropped to $30,000 and it was $60-something thousand. What? You're not going to be able to get your money back. Oh, Bitcoin dropped to 20K. Oh, yeah, it's no way that you're going to get your money back. Crypto is dead. Welcome, Marlene. Happy Thursday. Right? If y'all were in crypto in 2022, type in the chat if I'm wrong. Type in the chat if I'm right. Am I right or wrong on how people were talking about crypto in 2022? You said, I think most investors are in the accumulation phase when they have a little understanding of when should you be out of this phase. We're going to get there because we have 4 phases that we're going to go over. Triple Black Diamond said, right. Charity said, right. That's right. Okay. They were dogging crypto out. It is dead, child. See, y'all, where them crypto? I remember hearing, I don't know if everybody know who this artist is, but Rick Ross was so freaking vocal. Where them crypto millionaires at? I'm talking about all on social media, just dogging out crypto, right? During this time. And I was like, I know this guy, I can't say what I was really saying, but I'm like, I know he ain't talking. Like, what? Even though I'm not a crypto millionaire yet, but I sure was like, how dare you, sir? Okay. And then those same people who were dogging out crypto and saying that it was dead in 2022 and in the beginning of 2023, guess what? They were radio silent when Bitcoin shot up past 69K. It hit 100K. Then it hit 120K. They were radio silent then. Okay. But that's what happens during the accumulation phase. Okay. Prices are going to move sideways from left to right. It's something called consolidation. If you're going to be in this space, you have to make sure that you understand these terms, because there are going to be people that you're going to go into their lives and they're talking about the latest crypto news. They're sharing their charts and they're showing you when they're buying, because they trade in a cryptocurrency market too. They're not just holders, like they're not just hodlers, right? They're not just holding, their cryptocurrency in these cold wallets, right? They are trading too. So they're going to use terms that if you are not familiar with it, you're going to get frustrated and be like, I'm out. No, learn this stuff. So consolidation is nothing but price moving sideways. It's not going up. It's not going down. It's just like, it's going left to right. I'm about to show y'all. Okay. I'm about to show you. So be patient with me. This is a perfect time, y'all. If you know somebody who is curious about crypto, welcome, Sunshine. I see you. Happy Thursday. If you know someone who is curious about crypto, who is new to the crypto space, this is one of those lives where you want to share with them, because these things that I'm going to show you are tools to help you to identify when you should buy, when you should sell, when you should hold. Okay? Because I'm about to start sharing my screen here in a second. So this is the perfect time. Hold down the screen, TikTok. Hold down the screen. Names are going to pop up. Send it to 10 people real quick. Okay? Repost as well. You can do both. I do both. Okay? And also continue to tap it up as well. Like the live. Get us to 15K. Y'all almost there. Y'all are doing great, by the way, on the likes. Now we get the shares up. That would be even better. Same thing for y'all on YouTube. You can go ahead and share this with someone. And if you are enjoying it, if you are learning something right now, you just tap it and give me some hearts or the hundreds, you know what I'm saying? Whatever, to make sure that YouTube sends this live out to others. Mr. James, welcome. Happy Thursday. All right, so let me show y'all this. All right. I'm going to share my screen. Ooh, let's see. Uh-oh, what I just did. Oh my gosh, I pressed the wrong button. I'm coming, y'all. I'm coming. Thank you so very much for sharing the live. Y'all keep sharing on TikTok while I get this screen up. So we're on accumulation. Okay, let's go. So YouTube, y'all should be able to see it just fine. Okay, so y'all should be able to see on TikTok. Okay, I'm on Bitcoin. See this? BTC USD. Okay, and I'm on the week time frame. I want to look at higher time frames so that way I can get a really good look at how the market is moving. So this W represents 1 week. Okay, it tells us 1 week. See that? So that means each one of these candles is 1 week of price moving either up or down. So my people who are not familiar with charts, I'm going to help you out. Green candles mean price is going up. This is buy. These are buyers in the market. Red means price is going down. That means there's sellers in the market. People are selling their Bitcoin. That's why price is going down. Okay. So if y'all got that, we're going to keep it rolling. So we want to look for accumulation. All right. So I'm going to show y'all some areas of accumulation. So I'm going to go back. Where's 2021? Oh, I'm sitting here like, where's 2021 at? Okay. So accumulation. All right. Hold on. Let me make this a little bit smaller. I'm trying. It's hard to see. Okay. So 2021. That's not it. It's over here. I'm in the wrong part. There we go. All right. So accumulation is here. So like price has been selling. I just want to show y'all this. Okay. Back it up. So price was selling. This was the all-time high in 2021, right? Price started selling. This was our crypto winter that happened. Price selling. It attempted to come back up. Didn't do it. Sold some more. Guess what it did? Now, actually, all this. Look at this. What does it look like to y'all right here? On TikTok and YouTube. What does it look like right here? What's happening here? Is it buying? Is it selling? Or is it moving sideways? Consolidation. What do we see? Type it in the chat. Bobs, welcome. Happy Thursday. Okay. What do we see? So I started back here because I want to see what y'all say. Okay. The price started to come up a little bit. It attempted to rebound, but it did not. It pushed down, consolidated here, pushed down some more, and then guess what? Straight sideways. This was the low. This was our floor. So you know when people, there you go, consolidating, right? So you know when people talk about where's the bottom? We're looking for the bottom. Y'all, you're not going to know it's the bottom until you see more candles following, right? So you're not going to know off of the first candle. We didn't know that this was the bottom back in, what was that, November 2022? We didn't know this was the bottom yet, right? We had a feeling. Some people had a feeling. But then what happened? Price stayed in that area. So look, this is where it was. This is on Kraken, I believe. Yeah, Kraken. Okay. Hey, what's going on? Money Talk, welcome. I see you. Bear Market Bully, welcome. Happy Thursday, y'all. Redeem Company, welcome. Happy Thursday. Okay. We're on accumulation phase right now. We're going to break down all 4 phases to help people to feed themselves in this market, to know when to buy, when to sell. Okay. So right here, we see this is the bottom. Price went sideways, right? So this is where people started to buy, okay? If they didn't buy a lot, I'm telling you now, this is when people started to buy a whole lot more. And I'm going to tell y'all something. Me and my husband both started buying. He said he bought his at a lower price than me, but hey, whatever. I know I started buying Bitcoin when it hit 18K. Okay, that's what Leona did. I can't speak for my husband. I thought we bought around the same price point, but he said he bought a lower the job. Okay, so Leona started buying when price was in here, 18K ish. Because I was like, yo, wait a minute, I'm gonna make this a bit wider. Okay, look at this. There are small candles. Right? So that told me, because I trade too, y'all. So what that told me is there's some indecision. There's a battle going on right now. Who's going to win the battle? Are we going to go lower? Or are we going to finally break out of this doggone bear market and start to go back up? Which one are we going to do, child? I was waiting. Do you hear me? And when I saw that the market started to rebound and we started to come up a bit, I was like, yes, this is my opportunity. Let me start buying again. All right. And that's exactly what I did. Crypto Chick, what's going on? Happy Thursday. Welcome, welcome. Right? Jesus say bull. Yes. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Okay. Thank you so very much for the roses. I appreciate you. So this is part of our accumulation phase. Because remember what I said, accumulation phase is when the market does what? Type it in the chat. My people who've been here, type it in the chat. Our accumulation phase is when the market is doing what? What's that word that I told y'all? You're looking at it. When the market is doing what? Going sideways. That's right. Good job. Good job. Look at you being a good student. Okay. So this is at the bottom when the market has been selling off. Okay. The market has been going down. Again, I'm going to show y'all one more time. The market had been selling off. Everybody sees this, right? This was the high back in 2021. Market selling, consolidated a little bit, sold off some more, consolidated a little bit more, did its last little push down, and then it just sat here for weeks. Remember, each one of these candles represents 1 week. Thank you so very much, Crypto Chick. I appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you. Right? This is 1 week. Each candle is 1 week. So you're talking about from November of 2022. Look at that. November of 2022 to January 2023 is when the market finally broke out of that consolidation and people started to buy in bulk or buy more Bitcoin, I should say. Right? Buy more Bitcoin. Okay? So you're looking at accumulation phase here. After that is another phase that I'm about to talk about. But everybody got it. If you got it now, you can go in here and identify where an accumulation phase is. Let me know in the chat. Give me the thumbs up emoji in the chat if you now have a better understanding of how to identify an accumulation phase when we're talking about cryptocurrency. The market has been selling off. It starts to move sideways. People are saying that the market is dead. Headlines are definitely not in our favor. They are quiet as a mouse, child. Okay? Yes. And more than likely, you're going to see fear during this time too. Fear or extreme fear. Good job, y'all. Awesome. Uncanning, welcome. Happy Thursday. I see you. Okay. All right, cool. So now, let me turn this back around. Let's run it. So now that y'all have that part, okay? Now that y'all have that part, let me stop sharing on YouTube, okay? Let's get back into the conversation. So now that you know about, yes, you're welcome, you're welcome. Sweet said, if you teach me, I'll double up your views and returns. Listen, I'm teaching everybody. This is free. YouTube and TikTok are free. So you're learning right now. I hope you are learning right now. Okay. So, accumulation, we talked about it. Question for y'all to help you bring this together, to identify accumulation in the market. Have you ever bought something that, like, when it was on sale, nobody else wanted, so but you got, like, you made out like a bandit, like, man, I can't believe it was only $5. I can't believe it was only $30, right? Have you ever bought something when it was on sale? Like clearance, whatever. Have you ever bought some? I have. Am I the only one that buys stuff when it's on sale or clearance? Right? Thank you, Uncanny. I appreciate that. Crypto Chick. Yes. Money talk like couponing. Hello? Come on now. Buy one, get one free. Come on now. Let's go. Right? Winter coats in the summer. Yes. Absolutely. But you know, this is what kind of blows my mind, right? I never understood this. People come into the crypto space and they do the exact opposite. They buy at the high, and then they sell when they losing money. Like when the price is going down. Why are you selling now? Don't you if you buy clothes for the winter and spring and summer because the price is lower, why in the world are you doing the opposite over here? It makes no sense to me. This is why I wanted y'all to see for yourself what an accumulation phase looks like. So the way for us to identify that is to look at the past, right? So that way in the future, we can identify, ooh, this looks like, and this feels like I'm in an accumulation phase, right? Okay. So everything I just shared so far, that's accumulation. We now have that one. Our next phase that we are looking for to help us to identify where we are is the expansion phase. This is our growth phase, right? This is where we are about to blow up. Okay? I've been watching Jamie Foxx show, so forgive me. And Martin. But, you know, this is where we blow up, right? This is where people are buying and buying and buying. And for my people who've been in the market, you know, for quite some time, y'all have noticed the difference from the time prior to all of these institutions getting into the market because of crypto ETFs. You felt the difference. You saw the difference. I know you did. Like, wait a minute, what is going on? Because I know 2024, I was like, another high? When it came to Bitcoin, I kept another high. 2025, another high. How many highs is that? This is not normal. The market changed. Conditions change. So expansion. For my people who are ready, write it down. Okay. Or you can go and do your own research and learn it for yourself. Okay. But expansion is pretty much when more people start buying and prices begin rising consistently. So on that chart that I'm about to show you, again, you're going to see green candle after green candle after green candle. Okay. It's going to be back to back. And then the bodies of those candles are going to be much bigger versus what you just saw with the accumulation phase. Remember those candles were really small during the accumulation phase? Expansion, those candles are going to start to be bigger. Okay? Those candles are going to start to be bigger. All right? So what this means for us is to help us to see it. This means demand is increasing, momentum is building. Okay? So I want you to think about, I'm a foodie. I love food, right? So I want you to think about like a new restaurant, right? Yes, Uncanny said a breakout. That's right. That is correct. Okay. It breaks out of that accumulation phase. When the market's moving sideways, you have this big body candle that comes after that sideways movement. And then after that, it's another big body candle. And then you have more green candles. Okay. That's our expansion. Y'all about to see it on the chart in a second. Okay. So I want you to think about this like a restaurant, a new restaurant, a new restaurant, right? This new restaurant is out of nowhere popular. Like you ain't never heard of it, and then out of nowhere, everybody's talking about this restaurant. So, right, like at first, there's a few people that know about it. You know, it's like this hidden, like, ooh, it's our spot. You ever been to a restaurant where you so glad that you found and it's new, and then when everybody get their stuff changed, you're like, oh, I'm over it, right? Word spread, everybody talking about how great it is. So now everybody want to eat there. The lines get all ridiculously long. The demand increases. The customer service probably start to suck because they overwhelmed. They don't have enough people. Okay, that's expansion. Y'all still with me? The thumbs up emoji in the chat if y'all still with me. That's expansion. Okay, you said like Thailand. Yes. Okay. Like everybody and their mama want to go here now. What? This was my spot. What do you mean? This was my spot. Okay. Oops, I'm trying to cut it down because I feel like I'm yelling. Because the music got louder all of a sudden to me. And I just feel like I'm just, okay. So yeah. All right. So look. So when we're looking at the market, okay, or what we're hearing about the market, okay, what it's going to look like to us, what it's going to feel like to us, what we're going to see is prices now continuously moving up. Now we have an upward trend. Okay. We look at trends a lot, y'all. All right. As investors and for my people who trade, y'all know we looking at trends. Okay. So price tends to trend upward, meaning price is constantly going up. Okay. More people are talking about crypto again. Remember how I told y'all Rick Ross was dogging out, cryptocurrency and where the crypto millionaires at? And people was talking about crypto was dead. Then people like me, when Bitcoin passed the last all-time high, when it passed 69K, I remember this vividly. I repost this video. I can't remember the dude's name, but he had like a Gucci Mane song or whatever, and he was like just showing off like how fresh he was or whatever. And I said, this all the people that's in the crypto market right now talking to y'all that was saying crypto was dead. Boy, when Bitcoin hit 70K, oh, I was talking cash money stuff. Sugar honey iced tea. I was talking noise. When Bitcoin hit 80K, I was talking noise. When Bitcoin hit 90K, I was talking noise. I was like, y'all said it was dead. This is what happens. More people start to talk about crypto again. Now, granted, I was talking about crypto even when it was down because I was like, yo, I'm buying. I don't know what you're going to do, but I know what I'm doing. I'm buying. I told y'all 18K. That's when I started buying Bitcoin. Okay. So news headlines start to become a bit more positive. Now they back on crypto, crypto side now. This is a great investment. You should put your money into it. You know what I'm saying? And you have new investors start to enter the market. Why? Because now they're like, oh, okay, this thing ain't dead. Okay, it hit a new high. Now I want to get in. All right. This is what happens during expansion. This is what it looks like. This is what it sounds like. This is what it feels like. Okay. So I'm about to show y'all my screen one more again. We're going to do this again. Okay. I'm going to show y'all what expansion looks like. And we're going to use this last example. Okay. The last cycle, market cycle. So that way you can see it. So let's go back to it. So you can see that last market cycle. And I'm trying to get it together. Okay. So I'm about to show y'all something. I'm setting it up. So just give me a second, y'all. Okay. Mr. Big, Mr. Big. They call him Mr. Big, Mr. Big, Mr. Big, but not because of my size. What's going on? Happy Thursday. Welcome in. Okay, let me change this screen, turn it around. Okay, so we talked about accumulation, right? Okay, so what for some people who may have been late to identifying, the bottom of the market, all right, they may have waited until it completely bust out to them, which was around 30K. I want y'all to look at this. I'm backing up so y'all can see it. Because what happened? We have our really good accumulation here, small body candles, right? To me, this is the start of expansion, okay? Others may say, nah, Leona, that 30K is that expansion. Because guess what? And I would agree because look, we had them back to back, right? But those candles didn't sustain. Look what happened here though. Okay, price closed above, big old candle, green, green, green. Of course, these two are a bit of indecision, but guess what? Green, green. So you had these, each candle represents 1 week, right? So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 weeks, almost 2 months, y'all, of straight buying pressure, buy momentum. Everybody got that? So this would definitely be really good expansion because remember what I said, you're going to see continuous buying. So you have 1 after the break above this area because you see, we talked about this. What does this line represent, y'all? Support or resistance? Type it in the chat. If you're like, I don't know what resistance is, Leona, I don't know what support is, please type that in the chat. Let me know if you don't know what support or resistance is. For my people who do know, what does this line represent right here? What do you think it represents right here? Price is doing something over and over and over again. What is that? Charity said it. Good job. Resistance, y'all. Price came up, couldn't keep going, pushed down. It opened here, pushed down, right? Came back up here again, pushed back down. Came here, sat here, sat here, sat here. Touched it again, pushed down. This one touched? No, this one didn't touch. Okay? Got close right here and closed below. Finally broke out that thing and said, I'm gone. Okay? The more times it touched the same area, the stronger the resistance. Same thing with support. During this accumulation phase, right? Price came down, 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 down. It touched, but it couldn't keep going. So support, price pushes down, bounces back up. Resistance, price pushes up, bounce back down, but drops back down. Got it? So this is a really good example of expansion because we had continuous buys week after week after week after week. Then it did what? Consolidated again. But guess what it did? Back to the buy, 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 buy. That's 4 weeks. This week was sell. Then guess what? More buy, buy. So from 2023 to 2024, we had a whole lot of buying. Then it did this. Ugh. Horrible. But then what it do again? So this is like a what's that? Like a like reaccumulation. So this could be accumulation again, right? Because it's a little exhausted. It's a battle. And then back to it again. Buy, 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 buy. Okay. So expansion is pretty much going to follow our accumulation. When price is moving sideways and we see continuous buys, that is expansion. Everybody got it? If you got it, give me the thumbs up emoji in the chat. If you got it, give me the thumbs up emoji in the chat. So now you know what accumulation looks like, and now you know what expansion looks like. Okay? This is a perfect time, y'all. As I get ready to get back into it, this is a perfect time to say, go ahead, share the live, repost, okay? If you have not done it yet, definitely repost. You can share and repost, y'all. You don't have to do one or the other. You can share and repost. What that does is tell the algorithm to send this live out to the FYP. The more shares we get, the more likely it's going to get sent out to the FYP. The more taps on the screen we get, the more likely it's going to go out to the FYP. The more reposts we get, the more likely it's going to go out to the FYP. The more comments we get, the more likely it's going to go out to the FYP. Thank y'all so very much on YouTube as well. I see you. Thumbs up, thumbs up. Cool. All right. I appreciate y'all. Thank you so very much for sharing the live. Bear Market Bully, I appreciate you. Thank you, Charity, for sharing the live. This is the time, okay? Because now we're going to go on to the third phase. We talked about accumulation and we talked about expansion. Now we're going to talk about, oh, shoot. Oh, yeah, because it's the top of the hour. Top of the hour. Okay, there we go. So now we're going to move into distribution. Okay? This, ladies and gentlemen, is the profit-taking phase. So for my people who say, I don't know when to sell, guess what? To take profit, you don't have to sell all. Let me say this. You do not have to sell all of your digital assets. You don't have to sell all your shares in the stock market, okay? Especially if you are holding like crypto ETFs. You don't have to sell all of your shares of those crypto ETFs. You can still hold some, But if you are up massively, like I've been holding GBTC, that's a crypto ETF, Bitcoin ETF actually. I've been holding GBTC since 2023, right? Is when I first started buying it. Again, I should say, because that was my second time buying it, or buying back into it. So 2023 is when I started back buying GBTC, which was a Bitcoin trust first before they came up with the ETFs for crypto, right? So by the time Bitcoin hit 121 whatever $1,000, right? I was up with GBTC alone, y'all, over 600%. This is one asset. Now, mind you, I hold Bitcoin too. Okay. So it's not like I just had a crypto ETF and I'm not holding it. No. I hold Bitcoin too. Right. So up 600%. Y'all, over 600%. This is a time where the people with the big money, they're like, hey, I'm up. Edwin, welcome. I'm taking some profit. You don't have to sell all. You can sell some. But here's what I'm going to suggest to you. This is some advice, just basic advice. Before you decide to take profit on any asset, any investment, y'all please have a purpose for that profit. Don't just say I'm taking the money just because. No, have a reason. Your money should have an assignment. So if you're going to take profit when we're at that distribution phase, then guess what? You should know this profit is going into this investment. This profit is going to pay off debt. This profit is going into my vacation fund. This profit is going to, buy that land. This profit is going to do whatever. Y'all, please, I cannot say it enough. I know that you want to make money, but it doesn't make sense to talk about I'm making this money and you're not taking profit, number one. And number two, when you do take profit, you don't know what you're going to do with the money. And now you just wasted all the gains that you made because you didn't give it an assignment. I got it. You're going to want to splurge. There's nothing wrong with spending because you want to, like, hey, look, I bought myself this thing. There's nothing wrong with that. But make sure that it has an assignment, okay? You shouldn't take profit all the time just to spend on yourself, like on stuff that is not going to multiply more for you. Okay, now I'm going to get off my soapbox. You said this profit is going to pay for my hair. Girl, I'm not. I'm not going to read the rest of that. I'm not about to read the rest of that. Oh, Lord. I sure was about to read it. I'm like, wait a minute. Oh, Lord. All right, so look. Distribution phase. This is where he said, I'm with charity. I need one. Y'all gonna be over here Steve Harvey and folks. Oh shoot. Hey, listen, this is the profit taking phase. Distribution is the profit taking phase. So all this means, y'all, is the people who got into the market early. So we're talking about Bitcoin specifically tonight, right? So the people who invested in Bitcoin, like I said, I started back buying Bitcoin at 18K, right? I started buying the GBTC, the Bitcoin ETF with Grayscale. I started buying that when it was $14 per share. Okay. That's in 2023. So I bought more Bitcoin to hold, and then I bought the Bitcoin at trust at the time, but now ETF. I bought that in 2023 when it was $14 per share. So people like me that bought at those low prices, when price was busting out of the accumulation phase, right? We started selling at the high, so that way newer investors who are just now discovering, oh, you know what? I might want to invest in Bitcoin. So that way they can now start to buy. Okay? Yes, sir, I did. And I would not take the credit for even knowing about GBTC because I was told about it in 2020. Was it 2020 or 2021? I'm trying to remember when we first bought. I believe it was 2020 because I sold in 2022. So I held it for a little over a year because I didn't want to pay too much taxes on it. Because again, crypto winter, 2022. So I sold in 2022, took my profit. Okay. Then I entered again in the beginning of 2023 when it was like $14 per share. Okay. So distribution is where early investors, people who got in at the low price during the accumulation phase, when they got in, now they're selling that asset. So for newer investors to be able to get into the market. Martin, welcome. Happy Thursday. At this point, price is going to move sideways again. Okay. It may have a little bit more dip, and rise, but overall, when you look at it, you're going to see, this is sideways. Okay. So I want you to think about this. Like, think about, they have this a lot, the resale of tickets on Ticketmaster, right? So let's say you were the one to be able to get a concert ticket at the low price of $100. You got it before everybody, got in. You got the pre-sale, right? You got in before everybody and their mama got in. Okay. When people started talking about, oh yeah, I'm about to go to this concert, man, I got my tickets already, and I was able to get them at $100. Okay. Now people are like, oh shoot, I want to go. It's $100. Well, now those $100 tickets are gone. And people are now willing to pay $200, $300 for those same tickets that you bought. Guess what? Now you're like, yeah, but you know what? I'm not going to make it because this, that, and the third came up. So now I'm going to sell my tickets to somebody who just learned about this event, who just learned about this concert, and they are willing to pay $300 for those tickets. Guess what? You just got a profit, and the people who needed the tickets or wanted the tickets, they got their tickets. That's distribution, y'all. Does that make sense? Thumbs up emoji in the chat if that makes sense. Thumbs up emoji in the chat if that makes sense. Let me know, because I want to make sure I'm not talking to myself. Okay? And I'm not leaving anybody behind. I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for getting 34. Okay, let's go. Come on. Can we get the 50? Can we get the 50? Like skip 40 and just get the 50? I see y'all. Okay, tap it up. Let's get the 50. I know some of y'all thumbs and index fingers and stuff is probably hurting. Y'all help them out. Okay, welcome, Danny. I see you. Happy Thursday. Help them out. Okay, I see you, Bear Market Billy. I see you, Charity, tapping it up. I appreciate y'all. Share and repost as well. Okay, so look. So what it's going to look like, what it's going to feel like, okay, what we're going to hear when distribution is going on. One, we're going to see that price is going to move sideways again. This sideways movement is going to happen after the big run up. So it's going to happen at the top. Everybody got that? Accumulation happens at the bottom. Distribution happens at the top. Accumulation happens at the bottom. Distribution happens at the top. Everybody got it? Okay? And expansion is in the middle, going up. Okay? All right. So price is going to move sideways after that big run up. All right. News is going to be extremely bullish. They're going to be like, yeah, you should be buying Bitcoin, Bitcoin this and Bitcoin that, and Bitcoin. You're going to hear so much about Bitcoin because now people are there. The news is telling people who don't understand market cycles, who don't understand crypto, they are going to fearmonger the heck out of them to make them buy at a high price. So that way they end up selling and they lose their money. Okay. Everybody all of a sudden now wants to doggone invest in Bitcoin. Okay. The social media hype is going to be on 1 million. Remember how I told y'all Rick Ross is sitting here dogging out crypto? Where the crypto millionaires at in 2022? And people were saying crypto's dead and all that. Where was those same voices when Bitcoin hit 120 plus K? Huh? Where were they? Huh? What they weren't saying, where the crypto millionaires at? Crypto's dead. They weren't saying that then. They were saying there were people that were changing their tune, baby. They was like, oh man, I started buying me some Bitcoin when it got to $60,000. Good job. You finally understand. Good for you. Even though you dogged it out, good for you. You finally, right? But that's what it's going to look like. That's what you're going to hear. That's what you're going to feel. So let me show y'all the chart so we can identify distribution. So again, accumulation is at the bottom of a move. Distribution is at the top. After the market has run its course, it's going to be sideways again. Okay? So here y'all go. So let me turn this around. Bam. Said hype can drive prices. Absolutely. Yes, indeed. Okay. So let's go. So we're using the last cycle, the 2022 to 2023 bear market. Okay. We're using that cycle as data to help us to identify these phases. Okay. So let's go. So this was the accumulation, right? And then we had that full-blown expansion where price just ran, another accumulation, okay? Because it's going sideways, right? Would y'all agree or disagree? Okay? And as a matter of fact, let me do this, look, to help you out so you can see. Okay? When you put that, okay, so look. It's just bouncing in between here. And then what it do? I'm coming out. Bust out. Sideways again. Push down a little bit. Yes, indeed. Uncanny said that's considered consolidation. That's right. Yep. Consolidation here. A little bit of a drop. Come up. Now remember, each one of these candles represents 1 week. So you're talking about consolidation here, right? So it's staying in this area, right? So you're talking about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 weeks before it finally pushed all the way down. 13 weeks, y'all. Okay. Then it pushed up. Okay, got it. Made a new high. All right, that's that 111-ish, right? Then it did it again, kind of pushed down a little bit, but it was staying in the same area. Gave us another high, 122. This is cracking, right? 123, my bad. That's 123. And this is cracking, okay? Then, guess what? Sideways. Now, I want to show y'all this. What does this look like now? Let me delete this. This is our all-time high, right? October 2025, all-time high, 126. What happened before that all-time high? What do y'all see here? Type it in the chat. What do y'all see right here? Type it in the chat. What's happening in here? As a matter of fact, let me do this. I'm going to help you out. What happened here? I know, right? The timing of the song. Oh, shoot. Consolidation, y'all. Okay. It's staying, price was staying in between that 100. And if you want to go further, like it didn't close below, let's do this. It didn't close below 108. See that? It didn't close below 108,000. For how many weeks? Let's go. So all-time high. Then it created another slight high, a little bit higher, right? So we're talking about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 weeks before price finally broke down and closed below 108,000. Do y'all think that this is considered distribution? Give me a thumbs up emoji in the chat if you think this is considered distribution, or a thumbs down if you're like, nope, Leona, that's not distribution. Thumbs up emoji in the chat if you think, yep, that's distribution. Thumbs down in the chat if you're like, nope, that's not distribution. Charity, thumbs up. Cannon, thumbs up. I see you, Jerry. Welcome. Happy Thursday. Lonnie, welcome. Wade, thumbs up. Okay, cool. So now we know what we're looking for. Lady Tom, welcome. Happy Thursday. So now we know what we're looking for. We now know what accumulation looks like, because that's at the bottom. Let's do it. Show you one more again. One more again. It's at the bottom. Okay. It's at the bottom of a selling market, bear market. Okay. Boom. Prices move sideways. All of this, but it got real tight here. Okay. Expansion is the next one, right? Expansion happens after accumulation. Guess what happened? Back here, I'm going to move this over now. One more time. Boom. Price finally broke. Price finally broke above 30K, and it took off. And it was green candle after 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 green candle. Got it? We now know what expansion looked like. Okay, thank you, Lady Tom, for the heart me. I appreciate you. Then price did what it do. Accumulation again here, right? Sideways. Pick back up. And then we have our distribution. Okay? So you said that was the floor down there, right? Yep. So the floor was down here. So this is our support, right? Right here. Price couldn't go lower. It kept touching this area. I'm going to move this back. That's why I use these lines, y'all, because they help me to identify where price doesn't want to go past, right? And close below. So it touched here, sat here, sat here, sat here. Got close, didn't, got close, touched it again, sat here, and got close. Then it finally moved up. Then this turned into, right here, turned into resistance. Because guess what? Came up, touched, closed below. Came up, touched, closed below. Got close, came up, touched, closed below. Sat here, sat here, sat here. Actually touched it, closed below. Uh-oh. Then this one got close, but closed below. Finally, broke out that thing. We got expansion. Okay? Everybody good? Say this is interesting. I hope you're learning something. Okay? All right, so we're going to go to the last phase, y'all. All right? So now we all know what accumulation looks like. We can identify it on a chart. I would always say, y'all, look at a higher time frame. Week or higher. Okay? Mr. Joe, what's going on? Happy Thursday. It's been a minute. Boy, where you been? Thank you for sharing live. I appreciate you. It's okay, Lady Tom. I'm recording this on YouTube. Prosperity Calls on YouTube. So if you want to see it from the beginning, it will be on YouTube, because I'm actually live on YouTube right now. And that's Prosperity Calls as well. Okay? So you can watch it from the beginning. All right? And that's for anybody. If you have to leave, don't feel like you're going to miss it. You can always just tune in on YouTube. Okay? Prosperity Calls. Cool? I'm sharing the screen on YouTube as well. All right? So now we talked about accumulation. You know, that's at the bottom. Okay? When the market has been selling off and it moves sideways, it's at the bottom. We know expansion is the breakout from the accumulation, the market moving sideways. We know that expansion has to have consecutive green candles. Okay, I got you. That's what's up. Yep, tune in. All right. And then let me know what you learned too. Type it in the comments. Let me know what you learned. Okay. And if you have any questions, because I do these lives based off of the questions of people who are beginners in the market. Okay. So we know expansion is not just the breakout of the accumulation, but it needs to be consecutive green candles, because it's telling us we have buy momentum. Those candles need to be big body business, okay? They need to be big body candles. Yolanda, thank you so very much for the follow. I appreciate you. All right. So now we see expansion. Then we know distribution is at the top of that long run up, okay? And the market moves sideways again, okay? Everybody got it. So we have 3 phases so far. All right. So I'm going to round this up with distribution to just put it in a sense where people who weren't here possibly can get it. Sonny, what's going on? It's been a minute. Boy, where you been? What's going on? Happy Thursday. Okay. Have you ever heard, have you ever heard about something like after it became popular? Like super popular though. I'm gonna tell you now, some of y'all gonna be like, yeah, crypto. Yeah, crypto. You know what I'm saying? Like, I heard about it in 2017. But I didn't really get into it until 2020. And that's when the bull market was already happening, when the market was going up. So when the crypto winter happened, 2022 to 2023, like I just showed y'all on the charts, right? When that happened, my portfolio was down. By the time it got to that accumulation phase that I showed y'all, the bottom where it was going sideways, by the time it got there, y'all, my portfolio was down 85%. I was like, oh, is this it? Charity said, if you're selling at distribution, are you looking for consecutive red candles too? Yes. And that leads us to correction. This is our reset phase, pretty much a confirmation that the distribution phase has happened. And now we're about to see a reset, meaning price is going to start selling. It's going to confirm the sale. Okay. That's what it's going to do. I'm going to show y'all that on the chart. Okay. So we talked about accumulation and I showed you accumulation. We talked about expansion. I showed y'all that on the charts. We talked about distribution and I showed you that on the charts. The chew, I think that's what it said. Welcome. Malini, welcome. Happy Thursday. Okay. Now we're going to talk about correction. All right. So correction is when price falls or prices are falling because too many people bought at high prices and demand now slows down. All right. So pretty much markets need to cool down before the next cycle, before accumulation happens. And then we have expansion again and rinse and repeat. That's it. That's all. Okay. Let me get my music back together because it just cut off. Give me a second. 1 second. Give me a minute. Let's get this on here. Bam. Let's go. Okay. So this is no, that's not what I meant to do. Okay, there we go. So this is a good time, y'all. If you haven't shared yet, go ahead and share. If you haven't reposted yet, go ahead and repost. If you have not been helping out some people tapping up the screen, y'all go ahead and tap it up. This is the perfect time to do that. Okay. And if you have not given the thumbs up on YouTube, perfect time to get a thumbs up. If you have not subscribed yet, because you know what, I like what I'm hearing, but you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and subscribe on YouTube and also hit the notification bell. Make sure you select all so that way you know when every single thing I post on YouTube, this channel, you are notified of that. Okay. Shorts. When I'm live, when I upload a long form content, or if I post something on here. Okay. All right. And for y'all on TikTok, if you cannot stay the whole time, you can always tune into this on YouTube. Prosperity Calls is the channel. You can check it out on there so you don't feel like you missed out. You can always just go and watch it from the beginning and in bite-sized pieces, okay? Because we've been live for almost an hour and a half, and I'm going to be wrapping this up very soon. MC Ferry Events, welcome. Happy Thursday, okay? So let's go. Last one, correction. So like I said, markets have to cool down, right? After all the accumulation and expansion and the distribution. All of this has to reset pretty much before the next accumulation phase, okay? So I want you to think about like, okay, so Christmas, okay? Shopping after Christmas. Well, hold on. shopping before Christmas typically is a bit more expensive, especially if it's not Black Friday, right? It's a bit more expensive. Okay. Why? Because the demand is going to be high. Okay. Even Black Friday, I ain't gonna lie. You know what I'm saying? They be saying this stuff is on sale, but it's really not on sale. Jerry Manuel, welcome. Happy Thursday. May Hands, I hope I'm saying that right. Welcome. Happy Thursday. Okay. But after Christmas, y'all, after Christmas, this is when you get your deals. Okay. Stores are going to lower their prices because fewer people are buying. Why? They ain't got no money. They don't spend all their money on all this stuff. Thank you so very much for the heart, me, Jerry. I appreciate you. They don't spend all this money, right, on these Christmas gifts. So now they out. So guess what? Stores are going to drop the prices. Now the markets move and behave the same way. Herbal Tonical, welcome. Happy Thursday. And thank you so very much for the follow. Sheldon, welcome. Happy Thursday. Okay. I had to say that slow because I feel like I was about to mess that up. Herbotanical. I hope I said that. Okay, the markets move the same way. All right. When excitement gets too high, y'all, prices are going to correct. So what it looks like, what it feels like when the market is correcting, when we're resetting, okay, when it's selling off before the next accumulation phase, prices are going to fall. News starts to get negative. You're going to see more fear and extreme fear in the market. Right now, today, I look at the crypto fear and greed index and it's still at fear. Now, the fear that it's at right now is actually the highest it's been since like close to the end of January, I want to say. I have to go back and look, but I think it said like towards the end of January, that's when it was like 26 for the fear, right? Crypto fear and greed index. Okay. So that fear is going to return. You're going to see extreme fear and fear, right? You're going to have a bunch of retail investors start to sell out of frustration. Why? Because they got in at a high. They started buying at $90,000. Dog, why you didn't buy when it was, at 50K at least? Nope, they didn't do that. They bought at 90,000. They bought at 100,000. They bought at 126,000 because they was like, well, it's gotta keep going up. They didn't know what they was doing. Jared, thank you so very much for the roses. I appreciate you. Okay. So that correction reset phase has to happen. So what I'm going to do is, again, I'm about to show y'all in the charts. That way it's not a surprise. Smashy said, almost time to buy. All right, let's go. We waiting for that accumulation phase. Accumulation phase, because this is where we buy, right? Crypto Angel, welcome. Happy Thursday. I see you. Right? We're waiting on that accumulation phase. This is where we buy in bulk, baby. We buy in bulk during that accumulation phase. Thank you so very much for grabbing that heart me. I appreciate you. Okay. All right. So we talked about accumulation, expansion, distribution, and now correction. Let me turn this around for y'all. Okay. So the reason why I'm going to move this here in a second, but I want y'all to see this candle. So remember how I said the market could not go lower than this price point. And I'm talking about close below. Bear market bully, thank you so very much for grabbing that heart me. I appreciate you. Right? It couldn't go below here and stay. It pushed, but it closed above. Open here, closed above. Touch, closed above. Touch, push through it, my bad, but closed above. Push through it again, closed above. Open, it kind of pushed down a little bit, right? Y'all see this lower shadow here, this wick, right? Okay. It means price pushed down a bit. Let me move my cursor out the way. You see it? It pushed down a bit, but it closed above. Pushed down a bit again, but closed above. All right. This is for how many weeks we said? 13, 14 weeks, right? Until it finally, the week of November 3rd, 2025, where it finally closed below. This is the start of our correction. This is confirming our distribution phase. Confirming our distribution phase for this market, right? Then guess what? Low again, lower. Consolidation. Price moving sideways, right? Then what it do? Sell some more, child. Okay. It sold some more. So all of this is our correction. It is correction is just confirming our distribution, right? That you should have been selling up in here somewhere. Okay, you should have been selling if you were going to sell to get the most profit. Okay, you wouldn't have known here. Okay, but up in here, when it broke below and closed and kept going, this is when you should have been selling. Whether that's your crypto, some of your shares of your crypto ETF, Bitcoin ETF, my bad, because we're on Bitcoin, right? You should have been selling some of your shares of your Bitcoin ETF if you were up like I was, right? You should have been selling if you're going to sell Bitcoin, which I'm not, but if you're selling some of your Bitcoin, then this would have been the time to sell some of your Bitcoin so that way you can buy at what? A lower price. Because now we know after correction comes what phase? Type it in the chat. After correction comes what phase? Type it in the chat. I'm going to say it again. After correction comes what phase? Type it in the chat. And rub you the right way. I ain't heard that song in a minute. I'm sorry, y'all. After correction comes what phase? Type it in the chat. Where my note takers at? They say note takers are money makers, right? Y'all trying to make some money? Because you're going to fish for yourself? If y'all ain't got it, let me know. If you're like, I don't remember, Leona, let me know before I say something. And then you come in and be like, yeah, that's what it is. I knew that. You ain't know. You waited until I said it. I'm giving y'all some time. Thank you, Wade. See, I appreciate that. I appreciate that. So after correction, y'all, it starts over. It's accumulation. This is where we see the market start to move sideways. This is our time to start buying. Okay? Because accumulation is saying that the sellers are now exhausted and people are saying, I thought so. It's okay. It's okay. So this is the order. Again, accumulation. Okay? That's at the bottom of the sale where the market has been selling off, that bear market that happens. Okay? Because we're in a bear market right now, right? So at the bottom of the bear market is accumulation. That's why Smashy said almost time to buy. Once the bottom hits and you see consecutive on the week, go to the week time frame, y'all. Okay? Each candle represents 1 week of movement, price movement. Bear Market Bully said, I didn't want to spoil it for everybody. I appreciate that. Thank you. Because I know you've been here for a minute. So, this is for the beginners. I appreciate that. Right? So we want to see consecutive candles, and those candles are going to be smaller, right? They're not going to be big bodies. So they're going to be moving sideways, and then they're going to be smaller, and it's at the bottom of that move. The market has been selling. It starts to move sideways. The bodies of the candles are now smaller, okay? And it's going to do that for weeks, like you saw, all right? That is our accumulation phase. So after the correction comes accumulation. We're starting all over. Accumulation, then it's expansion, meaning price starts up. Bam, it's taking off, it's moving to the upside. Then distribution happens at the top, meaning the buy is exhausting, and the market may start to turn around and go into a sell, meaning guess what? We're going into a bear market, and that's where correction happens. That's the order. Accumulation, expansion, distribution at the top, and then correction. Market is selling off. Bear market. Okay? Rinse and repeat. Everybody got it now. Thumbs up emoji in the chat if you got it. Thumbs up emoji in the chat if you learned something new today. Thumbs up emoji in the chat if you learned something new today. Let me see. I see Vasquez, Crypto Angel, Jerry. That's what's up. Okay. All right. I'm glad y'all got it. Glad y'all got it. Cool. Bear market bully. I know you knew this, but it's good to see it on the chart, right? And for other people to get it. Okay. So look, here's the thing. As a beginner, these are some things that I want you to just keep in mind. Okay. All right. These phases repeat that accumulation, expansion, expansion, distribution, and correction. These phases repeat because human emotions repeat. Markets are driven by fear, greed, patience, right? Impatience. So all the stuff that we do as humans, guess what? The market just shows it to us. Okay? So it's not just numbers, y'all. We're able to see for ourselves where we should buy, where we should sell. So Leona should not have to tell you, or you shouldn't, let me rephrase it, back it up. Leona, you shouldn't have to wait for Leona to hint when she's buying, because now you know the phases. So now, especially given that you know they happen over and over and over again, you know what you're looking for. I just showed y'all the chart. We're in the correction phase where the market is resetting. It's going to continue to sell off until it's time to accumulate, and we're going to see market start to move sideways. That is our cue. Our antennas should start to go up because we're seeing small body candles moving from left to right. It's consecutive week after week. We're going to now wait for the opportunity, or we can dollar cost average right now, or do buy in bulk, whatever your plan is going to be to invest. This would be the time for you to be buying, because we know after accumulation comes what? Expansion. The market's going to take off. Chunky Cookie, thank you so very much for liking the live. Happy Thursday. Okay? So you don't have to wait for someone to tell you, because now you know the cycles. Now you know the phases. Okay? That's it. That's all. All right. So let's talk about a couple of I'm not gonna have the time because it's already 7:30. We'll pick this up on Tuesday because I have to go. I just realized it's after 7:30 and I gotta go, y'all. So when we come back on Tuesday for the next Crypto 101, if y'all miss any part on TikTok, if y'all miss any part of this live, and you're like, oh man, you can watch it on YouTube. I'm live right now on YouTube. So it will be up on Prosperity Calls YouTube channel. You can go there and you can watch it. Okay. We're going to pick up where we're leaving off. I'm going to give y'all 3 different types of indicators. Okay. 3 things to pay attention to help you with identifying when people, institutions are investing, billionaires are investing or selling in the cryptocurrency market. Thank you so very much, Bear Market Bully. I appreciate that. I'm a pin it. Okay. So we're going to pick up on that on Tuesday. I'm going to do a quick refresher with the phases, okay, for the people who missed it and probably didn't watch the replay. Then we're going to pick up with these 3 indicators. I'm going to go over that. I'm going to show y'all websites that you can go to help you with being able to see it, because I'm a person, I learn by seeing and doing. I have to see it and I gotta do it myself. Okay. So if you're like me, this is going to be helpful for you. All right. If you missed any part of this live, you can go tune into it on YouTube. It will be uploaded on my page. Okay. If you're a person that said, you know what, you gave me the number 1 or the number 2 in the chat, and you are a beginner or you're curious about the cryptocurrency market, you haven't put a dime into it yet, and you want to get more information, or at least get like step-by-step on how to start investing. Like, I'm showing you the phases. I'm showing you how to research the information right now for free and everything. But you're like, no, I want to like step 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever. Or these are the things I need to study, so on and so forth. All of that is in a crypto starter kit that I created. You can click the link in my bio on TikTok, or the link in the description of this video on YouTube. You can click on that, download it, y'all. And it's one tool. It's not the end all be all, but it's a really good starting point for the people who definitely don't want to pay for anything. And it gives you hyperlinks, so that way you can go directly to certain websites. Okay. So that way you can, get your hot wallet, cold wallet, and you're not going to the wrong website for them. Okay. As well. So you can download that. Click the link in my bio or the link in the description of this video. Okay. So we'll be back Tuesday. That is March 10th. March 10th, we'll be back at 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Central, picking up where we left off to give you those indicators, show you the websites, walk you through it, and then do a refresher on those 4 phases, okay? That's it. That's all. Y'all have a really great evening. Hopefully, I see y'all on Tuesday. I'm going to leave y'all my favorite quote, and that's from the legend. His name is Arthur Ashe, and he said to start where you are, use what you have, and do what you can. And have a great one, and I'll see y'all on Tuesday. Bye, y'all.